Supply Chain Management. Chapter 11. Across the Disciplines. This chapter introduces supply chain management and explains why it is important across several business functions such as distribution, finance, information system, marketing, operations, and purchasing. Supply chain management ensure the smooth flow of material, service, and information from supplier to customer. The chapter highlights that each business area depends on an effective supply chain. For example, distribution needed proper transformation, while finance monitors how supply decisions affects cost. The learning goals emphasize understanding the nature of supply chain management. Dell Computer. Dell Computer Corporation grew rapidly by using a low-cost, highly efficient manufacturing and marketing system that allowed it to earn high profits in a low-margin industry. Its main advantage is speed. Dell can deliver a customized computer within 36 hours because it keeps very low inventory and release on fast flexible production. Dell's system uses suppliers who store and manage their own parts in Dell's warehouse, letting Dell use components and needed without owning large inventories. This close suppliers coordination reduce costs and gives Dell a major advantage over competitors. Supply chain management. Supply chain management focuses on controlling inventory by managing the flow of materials throughout a business. Inventory represents the stocks of material used to meet customer demand or support production, and it is illustrated in the text through the analogy of a battery tank. When more materials like raw materials or components flow into the tank, the inventory level rises. When materials are used or sold, the level drops. The balance between input and output flows determines how much inventory a firm holds. At any time inputs exceed outputs, inventory builds up. If outputs exceed inputs, inventory decreases. Material management. Materials management is a key part of operation and logistics that focus on making decisions about purchasing materials and service, managing inventory settings, production schedules, and organization distribution. It ensures that the right materials are available at the right time and place to support efficient productions and service delivery. Because materials make up a large portion of a company's cost, effective materials management helps reduce expenses and improve profitability. The section explains that organization of all kinds, manufacturers, service providers, churches, schools, and governments. Chapter 12. Forecasting. This page introduces Chapter 12 Forecasting, emphasizes why forecasting is essential across different business functions. Finance uses forecasts to explain capital needs, while human resources relies on them to estimate and satisfy requirements. Information system use forecasting to design the right tools, and marketing depends on sales forecasts for both short and long term. Planning operations also rely heavily on forecasting for scheduling, inventory management, and capacity planning. The learning goals outline that the chapter will teach reader how to identify demand patterns, to use forecasting method, use judgment, and statistical demand characteristics. This section explains that forecasting demand is challenging because customers' needs vary widely and can be influenced by many unpredictable factors. To understand demand, business examine patterns in time series data which show how demand changes over time. The 5 basic demand patterns are horizontal, stable demand trend, increasing or decreasing demand, seasonal, regular patterns based on time of day or season, cyclical, long-term rises and falls, and random, unpredictable challenge. Cyclical patterns are influenced by factors like the economy for a product's life cycle, making them harder to predict. Design the forecasting. This section explains how managers must design an effective forecasting system by deciding what to forecast the level of detail and what forecasting technique to use. Companies may forecast total demand for groups of products rather than individual items, a process called aggregation because it often products more accurate results. Choosing the right unit of measurement such as units sold instead of dollar sales is important because price can fluctuate and distort forecasts. When exact product level forecasts aren't possible, companies may forecast related factors like labor hours or machine time needed. Medium-term forecasting. The passage explained that medium-term forecasts cover 3 months to 2 years and are mainly used for planning capacity and understanding when sales trends might change. These forecasts usually rely on casual models and judgment methods when historical data is limited. True time series models may be less accurate for longer horizons. Long-term forecasts which extend beyond 2 years are harder to make and often guide major decisions like facility location, equipment planning, and process design because long-term predictions involve more uncertainty. Manager must combine mathematical models with experience and judgment. Chapter 13. Inventory Management. This chapter introduces inventory management and explains why it is important across several business areas. It highlights that accounting, finance, management, information system, marketing, and operations all rely on accurate and efficient inventory control. The page also lists learning goals such as understanding cost-service trade-offs in identifying inventory types and computing economic order quantity. It further emphasizes creating effective inventory policies and maintaining accurate records overall. The chapter aims to teach students how to manage inventory efficiently to support smooth business operations. Pressure for low inventories. This section explains the pressure for keeping inventories low and high and why inventory managers must balance both. Companies aim for low inventories because holding inventory is costly due to interest or opportunity costs, storage and handling expenses, taxes, insurance, and risks like shrink rates or obsolescence. These costs can reach 20 to 40% of an item's value each year, making excess inventories expensive. However, there are also pressure for high inventories, mainly to improve customer service by preventing stockouts and ensuring fast and reliable delivery. Overall, business must find the right level of inventory that minimizes costs while still meeting customers. Chapter 13.1. Using information technology. This section explains how information technology helps reduce ordering costs in inventories management. It describes how traditional paper-based purchase orders are slow, expensive, and prone to errors, so many companies now use electronic data interchange (EDIs) to speed up and automate the process. The example of Campbell's Soup House shows how electronic ordering reduces mistakes, saves money, and improves communication between suppliers and customers. The page also introduced the idea of quantity discounts, where buying in larger amounts lowers the price per unit finally. Thank you.